Hi there. This is just a short video for those people who've seen the BBC series The North Water, A Salty Tale of the Sea with Jack O'Connell and Colin Farrell. Now, if you have seen this video is for you, but if you haven't seen it, please switch off now because there are spoilers ahead. What I want to talk about is this. I was watching this series, and if you remember, at the end of episode 3, the boat has been scuttled, right? And then they discover that the support ship that's going to rescue them has also been sunk. Do you remember this? And they're trapped now on this lifeboat out in the Arctic Circle. And I thought at this point I'd been rather clever, and that I discerned that there was a twist coming in the plot. So bear with me here. You remember that there was a cabin boy is raped and killed. And the doctor, Sumner, played by Jack O'Connell, believes that Drax, played by Colin O'Farrell, has done the murder. Now, we know that the person who raped the boy gave the boy a venereal disease. So they ask Colin Farrell to drop his trousers and be naked, but he doesn't have the pox. So he can't have raped the boy, can he? We never actually find out who raped the boy. We know because there's that wonderful gory detail where Colin Farrell has the tooth in his arm. We know that he probably assaulted the boy, probably hit him. But we also know that he didn't rape him. And we also know that the boy was strangled. So we don't necessarily know at this point that Colin Farrell killed him. Right? And I thought that the twist might be this, that the person who raped and killed the boy was Dr. Sumner himself. Now bear with me here. We know that the person who killed the boy, who raped the boy, had to have had the pox. We know that none of the soldiers went to see Sumner for the pox. We also know that Sumner himself was ill. He's always drinking laudanum. We're made to think that the laudanum is because he wants to forget the past, he's become an addict. But maybe it's because he's sick. Remember, at the end of episode 3, he's coughing his guts up. He's really ill. Later on, we're made to believe that this is withdrawal symptoms from the laudanum. But I thought at the end of episode 3 it's because he's got the pox, right? Then there's the barrel. Now, any seasoned whaler on that ship, like Drax, would not hide the body in the barrel, because they know that at any point they could get a whale, and then they need that barrel of water to wash the deck. Sumner is the only person on board who wouldn't know that. Drax would have thrown the boy over the deck into the water, or hidden him in the hold, right? And then there's the dreams that Sumner has, these laudanum-inspired fever dreams. Do you remember those? These constant memories of what happened in India, when he was one of a band of 4 surgeon soldiers who were kind of quasi-ordered to go into a wealthy Indian's house and steal his loot. Do you remember this? And there was a strange vision of a young Indian boy. And the relationship between Sumner and the boy is never quite explained. He asks him to go for some water. He offers him a ring in payment, but then we see that Sumner still has that ring. We also see a scene where Sumner is with the boy. Then one of his fellow English soldiers comes in and shoots the boy. Why? Had Sumner attacked that boy? This was what was going through my mind. Do you remember there's a scene, a vision that Sumner has, where he punches his lead officer very forcibly in the mouth, like the cabin boy was punched and his tooth fell out. Remember that? You remember very early on, there's a vision that Sumner has when he walks out of his cabin and goes past the forecastle where there's some people into the depths of the ship, where the cabin boy would have been sleeping. Are we seeing the truth of what Sumner is doing, and he's only seeing it as a dream, as a vision? I was thinking these thoughts all the way through to the end of episode 3, that there is a sort of twist coming, and this was preempted by this cover, where you see that the Colin Farrell character and the Jack O'Connell character are 2 sides of the same coin. In the end, the series turns out to be a very straightforward tale of good versus evil, 2 different kinds of men battling it out. I thought towards the middle of the series it was something more complex. It was a psychological portrait of a man who didn't know that in some ways he was capable of more evil than Colin Farrell. I just wondered if anyone else who's seen this series had these thoughts too, and there's anything else about this twist ending that you saw and thought was more interesting. Okay, thanks very much.